All right, I'm just taking a break. I'm halfway through my course, kind of. Today I'm on course 2. I did course 1 the last time I was in. Today I got all the time in the world kind of thing, so I'm just taking my time. If I'm going to be here 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. I'm throwing in a lot of exercises, stuff that I pulled off the internet and stuff like that, but not really sticking to the script. I'm just kind of like working off of this, and as I'm working off of this, I'm doing stuff in betweens, that type of thing. So, like for example, when I'm doing crunches, I also do dips and leg raises off the dips, off that machine, stuff like that. When I'm doing lunges and calf raises, I'm also working, the leg extension and the leg curls as well as other kind of little, I forget the name of it is, but with the dumbbells, and you put one foot against the bench and you just, lower your leg. It's kind of like a lunge, but kind of not stationary. So I did a lot of leg work stuff today. And then, of course, I did, dip kickouts on that thing there. So that's kind of like the machine of the day back there. I already did another video on it. But let's say you want to start a home gym, okay? Like this, to me, is I can't start a home gym for the $5, right? So this cost me $5 a month, a whole month, $5. That's my membership. Use it day, night. I'm in the bottom of the Bethany Hall of the little small town, and I have access to this 24/7. If there's, mind you, if there's an event going on, I probably wouldn't make too much, because you don't want to disturb the people upstairs too if they're playing cards, the seniors or whatever. But yeah, it's like I got access to all this stuff. But I was thinking, for some people that you can't afford, let's say, a home gym like this, which. Are these things the way to go or not? I don't know. You can get quite a bit out of them, but there is limitations too. There's only so many exercises you can do with this. So kind of once you've explored all the exercises, that's all you can do. You can't do any more. And some of this equipment is a bit old and a bit barbaric, and it's I hear all kinds of horrible things about doing leg extensions and calf raises. I am doing them, but I'm doing them at lighter weights. I know some people say it doesn't matter the weight, whatever, you're going to tear something or whatever. So until I can find exercises that are better to replace, because we don't have a proper leg press in here, that type of thing. We've got the power riders, but that doesn't really count as a leg press. So I kind of did like dumbbell leg press. It's kind of like dumbbell squats today, which is a little different than a regular squat. In fact, I find it gives you something different too. And then I did a bunch of other stuff. The leg equipment in here, I got to say, it doesn't give you everything. There's also a stepper, that type of thing, but even that only gives you so much, right? But yeah, if you guys could think of 2 exercises that are better and easier on your joints and safer than and more effective than the leg raises and the leg curls, I'm all ears, right? But yeah, so maybe you can't afford something like this, but sometimes you can find these things for a couple $100 used. Like, this is a York 2001. How old is this thing? 30 years old, 40 years old? It's probably as old as I am. That type of thing. But another thing you can do is you can go into, say, like your Walmart or Canadian Tire if you're up here in Canada. You can go to either of them. Fitness stores, used fitness stores. 10-pound dumbbells. Now, if you're just getting back into exercises, here's what I'm going to recommend. Even though I'm only in my 4th week and I don't know anything, and I'm just I'm going to get torn a new one. But these dumbbells are like maybe $20 a piece. So for $40, you can have 2 10-pounders in your house. And just starting off with 2 10-pounders. Now, 10 pounds. And I'm not being sexist here, but I'm just being realistic. A lot of girls, 10 pounds is going to be way too much for them. Go with 5 pounds. You can get them even cheaper. Go with the 2-pounders. Start off whatever. I don't recommend starting with the 40-pounders because most people, even if you're a strong person, if your muscles aren't in tone to using weights, that's a lot of it. It's not even your regular strength. It's just that your muscles are not used to doing those movements. You could tear something very easily. So go with 10 pounds if you think you're up to it and you can only buy 1 set or even 1 dumbbell. Maybe go with the 15. Then work your way up. So you get a 10-pounder, then you buy the second 10-pounder. Then you can do pretty much, I'll show you the exercises you can do with just those 2 dumbbells. So you've got flies, lateral raises, neck extensions. You've got, incline curls. You've got What else you got here? Well, we'll go over some other ones. You got concentrated curls. You've got one-arm rows. You've got bent over lateral raises, tricep kickbacks. What else you got here? Lateral raises again. Side bends. You've got incline dumbbell curls again. You've got what you call standing leg raises, and some of these other barbell ones you can also substitute. Over here, what do you got? I don't think that guy has any dumbbell exercises. This guy does. Which called, yeah, side bends, dumbbell tricep extension, seated dumbbell curls, concentrated curls, seated, bent over. Bent over lateral raises, dumbbell pullover. What else we got here? But you get the idea. One arm rows again. So there's just with 10-pound exercises, you can get yourself all toned up. But you'll hit a wall where you're not going to gain anything. But you'll get yourself and get all the techniques down very quickly, especially if you're an average size guy. So that might be a very cheap way to go. And then plus they take up no room. This takes up a little bit of room. Maybe you're in an apartment. If you're in an apartment, stuff like this gets to be a pain in the butt. This is why that stuff ends up at a curb. I mean, these things, I bet you half of these things were at a curb at one point. We just salvaged them for the gym, that type of thing. You know, that stepper, I'm sure I've seen that on the sidewalk at one point in this town. People, oh, well, might as well just bring it here, right? That type of thing. Why? Because people get it. It's in the house. It becomes a laundry rack, and they never use it. So sometimes you can find this stuff really cheap, but it takes up a lot of space. But the dumbbells don't. That's the thing about the dumbbells. You can hide them in a closet. You know, you can even throw your boots on them. It doesn't matter. You don't care if you get them dirty. I mean, it's not going to hurt them. As long as you're not dipping them in salt water, you're pretty much good. They're just, and if they get too banged up on you, just repaint them. I don't know. take them to an auto shop. Say, yeah, put a coating on this sucker. Whatever. You're not going to care anyway. But yeah, so maybe you start off with 2 10-pounders. Another great piece of equipment. Get it at a dollar store. Skipping rope. Don't underestimate this thing. It's one of the hardest things you can use. I kid you not. I kid you not. There's other things too. For example, these cast iron weights. These things are kind of expensive. Well, not kind of expensive. They are expensive. But sometimes you can find some older weights like this. Now, mind you, these belong to the older style thin bars, which have their limitations. They can't lift like these things. You put several hundreds of pounds on them because look at the size of these suckers. They're about 2.5 inch or 2 inches, whatever. It's a 45-pound bar. But the older bar, for example, for these guys, you can see it's like only like an inch or an inch and a quarter hole. Those are 50 pounds each. You put too many of those on one bar, you'll literally snap the bar. The other thing is you'll probably find at garage sales. Heck, I bet you some of those. Well, no, I guess they were Merlins. But I had the exact same. I had the gold set, not the blue set. There's either concrete in them or sand in them or whatever. They're usually not the best weights. They don't last. They break. And they're usually off balance. So, I mean, you have one that's supposed to be 10 pounds or 20 pounds. It might be 22.5 or 25.5. You know what I mean? So they might not be as advertised. So you got to watch out because you'll build yourself. You'll lopside your muscles. You have muscles bigger on one side than the other. So do the little trick I say. Every time you do a set, grab the bar, use it one way, and then grab it, flip it over, turn the bar around and use it the other way, or just do it from this side and then do it from this side. That way, if there is a discrepancy in the weight on one side of the bar or the other, you can do that. But with the dumbbells, the same thing. They say 10 pounds, but maybe it's 10. Maybe that one's closer to 11 pounds. The other one's like 9.9 pounds, whatever. So you just switch them from hand to hand. But again, a nice cheap way to go. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get too long in the video. For a home gym, you can start off, and you can start off light. I would recommend like 10 pounds is lots. You'll hit a wall sooner. Maybe go with 15 pounds, but Depends on your shape and everything like that. If you think you can manage 15 pounds, go with 15 pounds. 15 pounds, I still work out with 15 pounds. Even I'm in my 4th week, and there's a lot of stuff that I can still get a lot with just 15 pounds. But then when I do like my lunges and stuff like that, I grab like the 60 pounders over here. I grab the 40 pounders, etc. Big stuff like that, and I work my way down, depending what I'm doing. But curls, for example, don't buy a 50 pounder expecting to do curls on day one. I can't do curls yet with I can barely do a curl with 30 pounds, and I'm not a weak guy. I mean, this is 225 pounds. My pulling muscles are great. My curling muscles need more work. But the first week I had a hard enough time with the just 4 weeks ago I had a hard enough time with 25 pounds doing a curl. I ended up just sticking with the 15. Plus, with the lighter weights, you'll do better technique, which you'll build. And then when you buy the heavier weights, so maybe you get really used to the 10 pounders, and then you just jump right to some 20s. Then you skip the 15s or whatever. But it's nice to work them up and down because it's like gearing, right? So that I tend to like to start off with the heavy and then work my way down, depending on the exercise I'm doing. Lateral raises I could do with 40. Where I'm lifting them out like this, but I can't do them perfect. But I can do it perfect with 25. 25, I can do a lot of stuff like that. 25 is about as heavy as I can go for most exercises to do them properly. But then there's like the farmer walk. Well, I'm doing 200 pounds. I mean, all I'm doing is just, hanging on to the suckers. That's no problem. But to do the choo-choo train farmer walk with 200 pounds, I can't do the choo-choo train part with those. But I can do them with the 60 pounders, which combined is 120 pounds. But it's a different movement. My muscles can do those movements. But to curl them, I can't curl them yet. But it takes time. But that said, again, if you're on a tight budget, go to a pawn shop, go to a used fitness store. You probably get those things for $5 a piece. Go to a dollar store or like a thrift store. You might find them for $2 a piece. You'd be surprised where you can pick up exercise equipment cheap. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. So anyway, you guys, you got ideas for cheap home gyms and cheap places to start? Let everybody know. There we go. All right, have a great day, eh?